I have lived in Houston, I've lived in Dallas, and 2 years ago, I made the decision to move here to Austin, and to be honest, I did not expect that I was going to love it as much as I currently do. In fact, I really didn't even know what to expect because I knew nobody living here, and nobody could give me a true experience of what it was like living here in Austin. And I've come to learn that it's just something you have to experience for yourself, especially when you're moving here or thinking about making that move here. And that's why in today's video, I'm going to be giving you the 5 main reasons as to why I decided to move from Dallas to Austin. And honestly, what I wish somebody would have told me before I decided to make that move here. Now, before we go any further, if you're like me and you want to move to Austin, but you need some guidance, I would love that opportunity to help you guys. My email is up on the screen or in the description below. Schedule a call, reach out to me, and we can talk more over the phone about exactly what you guys are looking for. Now, one of the first things that really set Austin apart for me was their outdoor scene. Now, I'm somebody who loves to go on walks. I like to be outside and in the nature scene. And when I looked at all 3 of the major cities, growing up in Houston, living in Dallas for a little bit, and then here now living in Austin, to me, Austin beats every major city when it comes to the walking trails that they have to offer. You have the lakes, you have Barton Springs. There's so much nature here, so you can pick and choose which trail you want to walk on, whether it's a new one that just opened up or you want to stick to the classic of walking Lady Bird Lake. With the summertime's approaching, it gets hot here in Texas, so what a perfect way to spend a weekend by taking the boat out if you own one or renting one and being on the water. Or if you don't want to do that and you want to just go take a dip in Barton Springs like the rest of Austin, there's so many incredible options when it comes to the nature scene here. And for someone who enjoys being outside, this was a huge attraction and pull for me to just be close to the city and being able to experience these types of scenes every single weekend. Now, the second reason is probably the biggest reason as to why I moved here. And although Austin may feel like a big city, it is a lot less populated than Houston and Dallas. Growing up in Houston, the traffic is terrible, and that was years ago. There's so many more people that have moved to Houston since I lived there, and I can only imagine the headache and traffic at rush hour times. But Austin's a little bit different. Although our infrastructure might not be as great and you still get some bad rush hour traffic, Austin has a big city feel that is not as populated. So it doesn't feel as congested to me. Whereas Houston and Dallas felt like everywhere I went, there was always a ton of traffic, no matter the time of day. If you go outside, there's a ton of people. To me, Austin is very different. I mean, the population difference between Austin compared to Houston and Dallas is a drastic difference. And that is one of the big reasons why I got pulled here in the first place. I also feel like when you have a big city like Austin, but it still feels a lot like a small city, you get to understand, the different events that go on. You might even run into some of the same people at coffee shops or the farmer's market. So you just get a lot more of an intimate vibe when you're here in Austin and the surrounding areas compared to a place like Houston where it's absolutely massive and it takes about an hour and a half just to get outside of Houston from Houston. Now, I think reason number 3 and 4 are probably the main reasons that most people move to Austin, even if it's just for a couple years. But reason number 3 is going to be the fact that Austin's just a pretty city. We touched on it with the nature scene. You have Barton Springs, which is beautiful. You're going to have Lake Travis, Lake Austin, Lady Bird Lake. There's so many incredible nature scenes that are just pretty, but Austin as a whole is just a very beautiful city to me. Again, I've lived in all 3 of the major cities now. Houston growing up, Dallas for a little bit of time, and now here in Austin. And to me, nothing beats what Austin has to offer. You have the hill country on the west side, the water. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful here what Austin has to offer. And not only that, Austin is a beautiful city, but you're not too far from other incredible experiences like Enchanted Rock. You're about an hour and a half drive from that. You have Fredericksburg, which is another beautiful area of Texas. You have Wimberley, which if you've never been there, you definitely need to experience that. You have a lot of hill country, a lot of trees, a lot of nature scenes. So there's so many incredible spots. Even if you go out west, you have Spicewood out there as well, which again is another area that's going to be slowly developing. But all of these areas in and around Austin are just really beautiful. So if you're looking to make a day trip, a weekend trip, or just wanting to live in a very pretty city, it is one of the big reasons why I personally decided to move here to Austin. Now, this leads us into number 4, and that is going to be the flexibility in lifestyle. Now, if you currently live in Austin, you know exactly what I'm talking about, but I'm telling you, I can be driving to downtown or be in downtown on a Wednesday at 3 p.m. and it feels like nobody is working. And to be honest, if you're here on a Friday, then it really feels like nobody is working. Most people are, either getting their work done early in the morning and having fun in the afternoon time, or they work remote and they just have a lot of flexibility. I feel like with majority of people, Austin offers a lot of flexibility. So you get off work and there's so many incredible things to do. I keep mentioning, the lake, Spartan Springs and all that, but Austin has the farmers markets that you can go to. You can, grab a bite to eat in one of the many incredible restaurants downtown. There's so many different things you can do, and having that flexible lifestyle actually allows you to enjoy life and not just be so tied down to, work. And the other thing too is the fact that, even if you do live in a suburb, you're typically not too far away from what downtown Austin or the Domain has to offer, or even a place like Mueller. All three offer so much. And to be honest, people having that flexible lifestyle is one of the big reasons why I think so many young professionals are moving here. When I lived in Houston, it felt like I was constantly in a car, and that drive to either work or just downtown to go do something fun, it felt like a whole trip in itself. And almost the same with Dallas. The drives felt super long. You just constantly feel like you're in a suburb, and it's an entire ordeal if you were wanting to go to downtown and not just spend a day in your suburb. Now, this last and final one is, I think, another reason why so many young professionals have decided to move to Austin, and that is going to be how much actually goes on here. Now, in previous videos, I've talked about the different events that Austin hosts. So some of the big ones, as you guys know, are ACL. They have that every single year. They have South by Southwest, which happens every single year, and the F1 event, which again happens every single year. Those are the big ones, and there's so many more options that I'm not even mentioning. But honestly, there's a lot of little events as well that really don't get talked about that much that people love to attend, such as like the farmers markets. They have mini concerts, they have a kite festival as well. So there's all these little events that locals love, and people just love to go out there, have fun. Everybody in Austin is extremely friendly and enjoys just having a good time. Again, I think it comes with that flexible lifestyle where everybody just really enjoys what Austin has to offer with all the events that they have. There's even some food truck parks that you can go do. So if you don't want to go sit down at a restaurant, there's some great places for some incredible food. So I just feel like everything kind of ties in together with that flexible lifestyle. There's always something going on every single weekend. Austin and the surrounding parts are extremely beautiful. You still get in a big city, but it's not as big as what Houston and Dallas are. So it's a little bit smaller and more intimate. And finally, if you are an outdoorsy type person, then Austin is a great place for all of that. So if you've been sitting here and watching this video and wanting to make that move to Austin, or you think that some of these check the boxes that you have, then reach out to me. My email will be up on the screen or in the description below. Again, I was in your shoes wondering if I should make that move to Austin after just living in Dallas for a year and a half. And it was by far one of the best decisions that I made. I love what Austin has to offer, and I'm extremely happy here. And I would love the opportunity to help you make that move and transition here to Austin. So again, reach out to me through my email. Click this video right here to see some of the hottest suburbs right now that are actually affordable in your price point.